All right, man, what's going on? It's your boy Cool Water, the digital dope man, coming to you live and direct in another episode of the Ballroom Chats podcast, where we talk about topics in the area of entertainment, education, health, business, culture, and politics. So today, because I done just really got a little frustrated and flustered with some of the bullshit that I'm starting to see going on around the web, and the behavior of some of these individuals who controlling these platforms with all these people and really don't know what the hell they doing. So we're going to talk briefly about politics and the nature of the man. That's what it's going to be. Politics and the nature of the man. Most of these podcasts and topics that I do, they straight from the hip, which is one of the reasons why people like them, because I ain't trying to put on no front. I'm not interested in trying to impress you. I'm talking straight from the gut. You can dig on it or you can dig out. Whatever you want to do, you can go on about your business. I don't give two shits. So I turns on the YouTube and I just happen to see Tommy Sotomayor, who has a video talking about Angela Stanton-king is an adulterer and a fraud. And I'm going, wow, damn, didn't he just have her on his show, a few weeks back, maybe close to almost a month? So as I delve into listening to what he's saying, hey, she tried to holler. She got pissed at him. This is hearsay. This is not accurate. This is alleged. I'm getting bits and pieces because I came in the middle of what he was saying. Somehow or another, he may have tried to holler at her assistant. She want to holler at him slightly low key. They supposed to do some business together, but she married. So she reaching out to the dude, trying to connect. Let's make it, we could go up to the mountains or the cabin or wherever, and keep it all 100. Tommy kind of like, well, ain't you married? And she kind of like, well, that's the situation. Which means she probably married but unhappy, and they probably ain't even really together like that. It's just on paper. But the dude is all over YouTube telling the business. And I'm like, well, damn. Same thing with August Alsina getting emotional about some pussy that Jada gave him. So now he all over the motherfucking internet telling their personal business. So Will Smith, who still in love with her, loves her, cares about her, even though he know he got, she probably just as fucked up as he got to relive that experience. If he didn't know, he knew or knows now. And that's he got to swallow his pride, because that happened some years ago. And he probably did some shit too. But the thing of it is that really has me going is people have to understand that the nature of the man can change. Angela Stanton-king, since I have been following her movement, sincerely wants to change the plight and the condition of black folks in America. But she's hollering the Republican banner as she does it. And black folks don't like the fact that some Negroes are Republican because they think all Negroes were Democratic and have been Democrats since the turn of the century. Hence, they don't ever read, and we were never Democrats. We were Republicans. But the slave masters, the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan, the Confederates, whatever you want to call them, overthrew the government and had black folks in bondage, along with changing the party to the Democratic Party. And we became ever so loyal to the Democratic Party. Ever so loyal to the Democratic Party. But Angela Stanton-king, who makes some very good points, I'm like, well, she's not going to win because, one, she's too conscious. And anybody that went to prison, she has a background of went to prison. She's made some bad decisions in her life. She got 5 kids, whom most are grown now. And she's out here living a different kind of lifestyle now. She's trying to do good in the hood, as they say. The nature of the man has changed. She is not the same woman she was 20 and 30 years ago. But that don't mean that all of what she once had in her is gone. She might like to fuck a little bit. She got 5 kids, so you don't think she like a little dick? Don't mean she ain't trying to do good in the hood. Don't mean she don't want to go to Congress and fight for black rights and women's rights and the rights of those that were in prison like herself. But we got this thing, man, where we want to turn the other cheek. We want to put you down. We want to castrate you. Just like, one of the girls yesterday tags me in this post about, black men talking about dating outside their race because, okay, I didn't ask to be put in that post, but since you asked me, okay, here's my point. Yeah, we do. Yep, some brothers do. Some brothers do say this about black women, yada, yada, yada. Yup. Some of us talk about dating outside the race. It might just be a thought. Some of them actually do it. And here's the reason why. Now it's, oh, man, you under your skin. You all into your feelings. And then you got Dave Anderson coming up. And then he want to co-sign like he the spokesmodel for the black America. You dig? And for what? What's on the resume? What y'all doing in the hood that got everybody, man, that need to be bowing at your feet? They need to be giving you this praise. Stick to the script. As my cousins say, keep the main thing the main thing. If you about the upliftment of your people, then be about that. So if you slide a little bit, so what? You slide. It's only natural. Every human has to go through an evolution to reach their apex. Period, point blank. Angela is the same way. She probably married to this dude. It probably was a beneficial situation at the time. After they got in it, they probably like, well, I tell you what, we just won't divorce. You do your thing, I do mine. Because again, a marriage ain't nothing but a contract. That's all it is. Now, you talk spiritual, that's another game. But that's a contract between Corporation A, Corporation B, and the product is children, which is labeled Corporation C. That's governmental policy. The only reason you adhere to the marriage contract is because the Daughters of American Revolution was trying to keep you out of tapping into their estate. So they had these laws and shit put into place where you couldn't do biracial marriage. You couldn't marry into the kingdom. None of that. That's why you get married under the contract. But great-great-granddaddy and them didn't do all that. They didn't go to the courthouse. They just jumped the broom. And they was married. And then when you understand universal law, you understand you married anyway. Based on the Zodiac. But see, we're not going to talk about that. Because again, you Negroes don't like to read. So here's Tommy Sotomayor throwing this woman under the bus. And here she is trying to get to the 5th district and become the spokesmodel for the 5th district. But I didn't know Angela was on Atlanta Housewives. And she springboarding kind of like your girl from the hip hop realm, Cardi B, into a better situation. See, I didn't know that she was on that because I'm trying to do her genealogy. But where'd she come from? How'd she get here? I know she came out of prison. I know she went through that hell. Then she created a publishing company. She sold some pretty decent amount of work as far as books was concerned. She got a decent net worth. Apparently she meets some dude. She gets on this television program. It's messy. You know, we know the Atlanta Housewives is messy. She probably was messy right with it. The more messier you are, the bigger your name becomes. You springboard out of that and into something positive. But the nature of the man, politics is dirty anyway. So is she an adulterer? She might be. Does that mean that she is any less of a woman because she might have dipped and gave somebody some pussy? Martin Luther King was out there playing too. He was dipping. One of my neighbors said he used to try to holler at his mama. He was playing with them white girls back in the day. He wasn't no saint. But that didn't stop the nature of the man who, in the end, realized, as he said, I think I've integrated my people into a burning house. He wanted to uplift the black race. And along the way, he might have went on and dipped into some pussy in the midst of all of that. Okay, and King got dirt on his hands. He ain't no damn saint. Malcolm X had dirt on his hands. He ain't no damn saint. Everybody got a skeleton or two in their closet. You dig? Politics is dirty. Angela already got dirt on her because she came out the prison system. In the real scheme of things, if she was really a threat, they'll run that shit in the ground, man. They'll force her to quit. Because they would dig up everything that she done anyway. They would do that from the gate because that's just what they do. But every man deserves the opportunity to evolve and become who he is destined to be in society based on his nature. Do you dig? On his nature. Not what society says, what his nature says he's supposed to become. The evolution of man. That's why you have the higher self and the lower self. See? So, I still like Angela Stanton-king. I like some of her policy on what she wants to do in the 5th district for the city of Atlanta. But I also understand that she's too conscious, too aware, too informed, and too acknowledging and disagreeing about some of the policies that go on in America. Hence the reason she won't become the lead or the district representative for the 5th district. You're going to have to agree with that LGBT policy. You're going to have to agree with the forcing of the gay agenda on children and the heterosexual community. You're going to have to agree with that. Your disagreeing is not going to get you hired for the job. You see? But the real issue for me is we as men and women in particular have to understand a man and a woman's nature will change as they age and progress for the good or the worse of that person. Hopefully for the better. But Tommy Sotomayor ain't in no position to be trying to throw nobody under the bus because he got dirt on his hands. He ain't no saint, and he'll tell you that his damn self. But at the end of the day, bruh, what do you get by blasting her ass all over YouTube trying to destroy what she's built? Over some pussy? Because she offered you some ass? Because she's probably looking for a better man than the one she has right now, and you got caught up in, oh, I'm married. Okay, that was the moral thing to do. Okay, I ain't fooling with you because I'm married. Okay, cool. You could have explained it to her probably in a better way and said, well, look, this is how we need to rock. When you get unmarried, holla at me. But we still gonna do this business though. And she would have respected it because you was on your pimping. But to be getting moist and sensitive and doing all that shit that ain't bringing you no money in the long run, now you done messed up 2 relationships because you felt like I had to get it out first. I had to put her name out there first before she exposed me. Come on, bruh. It's the crab in the barrel mentality. So I'm not going to stay on here too long. Again, I can't fathom, all this crying that these niggas be out here doing. You marching for what? Getting nowhere. You want to vote for what? Getting nowhere. You ain't solving black crime. Don't even want to talk about black crime. That's what you niggas don't want to do. Don't even want to talk about that. You go to war for racism and the white man and what he do to black people, but you won't go to war for what the nigga do to your own kind. Man, everything you saying is bullshit to me. It's falling on deaf ears. Falling on deaf ears. So, Angela Stanton-king, she got a right to make mistakes. She's been making them. She's going to continue to make them. But when it comes to the personal and private business of the man or the woman, keep your shit private. You ain't got to go out here, man, getting messy trying to expose that motherfucker. If you don't like how she moving, just remove yourself from her. That's all. But to get on social media trying to blast that broad's name all over the internet because you trying to cover your own tracks because you was in text messages with her and somehow or another this shit might seep out. That's a whole move. Hey, man, I'm out. Cool Water Digital Dope, man. Check me out the blog, ishiphopdead.com. Look for me at the site, thedigitaldopeman.com. And holla at me, man. Because like I said, I just can't. I can't. Politics and the nature of a man. Peace.